It's showtime.
Other door, Todd. Good morning, everyone. Wake up. What a gorgeous day it is outside, about 49 degrees. I'll tell you more about that weather in just a moment.
Well, Todd makes a good doorman.
He does. Guests making their way into the studio. We'll introduce you to them in just a little bit. But right now, let's head to the kitchen. I think we needed to come to work just to rest and relax. Let's see.
Is it my time, finally?
It is.
Good morning, I'm Jamie Cooper. This is Athens in the AM on an absolutely beautiful, glorious Tuesday morning. Went out, took a whiz in the yard this morning, full moon. Walked around the house, Zack, naked about 4 times. Didn't trip over a single thing this morning. Amy joins us this morning. Amy is making her specialty, which is what?
Sausage balls.
Sausage balls. Now, Frank is known for Frank says he invented the sausage ball. I tried to Google it this morning, get the history of the sausage ball, but I couldn't find out. What is the special ingredient besides sausage in a sausage ball?
Bisquick and cheese.
Bisquick. Zack says sausage balls are the number one thing he likes to eat at 6 in the morning, don't you, Zack?
That ain't too bad to eat.
About how long does it take to make these, Amy?
About 15 minutes.
15 minutes. We'll be good the second half hour up here this morning. All right, let me tell y'all what's coming up in the program today. Gloria and Amy got some special guests in here from Moulton. We'll talk to them in just a little bit. But first, we will talk about where all we went this weekend. If y'all didn't know, Gloria Cooper is a candidate for the Limestone County License Commission.
No.
Y'all know that?
Didn't hear. It's first I heard about it.
If y'all ain't seen a Jeep, a Hummer, or a tractor trailer, then y'all don't know squat. But anyway, we'll talk about, we're having so much fun doing this. It's basically so easy, and so you meet so many people. The number one thing they want to know about, though, Joseph, even though I've taken a back seat, tell me about that Country Rover story on so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. So anyway, at least people ain't forgot me.
No.
All right, let's get this party started. Here's Gloria with a absolutely glorious weather forecast.
Absolutely impossible to forget the Country Rover, that's for sure. All right, let's talk about the forecast. Finally, does it feel like spring is here, or sticking around anyway? 49 degrees, full sunshine in store for us today. 81 for your high today, just going to be absolutely gorgeous. No rain to worry about, so that's a good thing. In fact, no rain for several days. Look at the forecast. 84 Wednesday, 85 Thursday, Friday 80, and just gorgeous. Now Saturday, that bumps up to an 80% chance of rain, which is not good. We've got whistle stop taking place over the weekend, so they'll have a good Friday, but a rainy Saturday. But that something tells me that won't stop them. They've been out there in the rain before. Sunday carry right on into those 79, upper 70s, almost 80-degree weather, so we'll take it. Looking good outside, too, full house. We're actually going to be talking to, Jennifer Marshall White is the lady that is missing from Moulton. We're going to be talking to her family to try to share some more details possibly, and just some information and some photos. Everyone try to pay attention. That way maybe you can help with everything else, and we need to help try to find this lady. That's for sure. Are you going through my records?
Yeah, I'm just trying to, Zack, before I get to you, we found these records. We've been stopping at so many places, and I was just going to go through a couple of these records with y'all right quick. It Ain't Me, Babe, Johnny Cash. Frank, you remember these records?
I do. I got several thousand.
Do you?
Thousand?
Really?
You ought to sell them.
Wait a minute. You got several thousand?
You need to put them on eBay.
Frank don't know what eBay is. Sonny James.
I like Sonny James back in.
We interviewed him, almost. All right, who wrote this song right here? Darling, You're All That I Had.
Conway Twitty.
Wrong answer. On the flip side, So Good. Who is it?
Charlie Rich.
Travis
Womack.
Well, I'll be.
Peggy Sue, that's the easy one. Buddy Holly. But we had this guy right here on our show. I think this was the first song ever recorded in Muscle Shows.
Morning Star.
A Fallen Star by Senator Bobby Denton, who is still alive, and actually sang this on our show in Florence. Didn't he?
He did.
I believe he did.
I remember.
All right, let me talk about one thing right now as we get, we got today being May 1st. There's a big election coming up on June 5th.
There he is.
Yeah. So, we got 2 good opponents. So we'll see how that goes, but the election will be them. So with that in mind, this next month we will be talking about Gloria Cooper's candidacy for Limestone License Commissioner. So where my bug is right there, you see it on the left side of the screen.
Where your bug?
Well, now we go with this new one.
A bug is.
Huh?
A bug.
There it is, right now. And you will be seeing these, I pick them up today, cutouts of Gloria Cooper in stores throughout Limestone County.
That's right. Take a picture with it when you see them out.
Yeah, take a picture and send it to us. We'll be telling you more about that, but that's our new deal. You'll be able to, not only will you vote for Gloria coming up on June 5th as an official candidate to be your next licensed commissioner here in Limestone County, but you'll be able to take your picture with that. You will see that in the area stores.
You will.
I don't know which ones yet. I've got a list that I've agreed to put it in there. But, so we'll have those up, and you can see those. They'll be all over Limestone County.
If you need one in your location, call me.
The biggest and most successful thing we've done so far is, where's the Jeep?
It's like Elf on a Shelf.
Yeah, so the Jeep is in Madison today, spending some time over there, and it'll be moved back to Athens probably for the weekend. And then if you'd like the Jeep parked in a store near you,
it's been really funny. You'll get a text message, and it'll be like, hey, I spotted it. There it is. There it is.
True story. We're down at KFC picking up the Jeep Thursday to move it downtown for Joseph and them did the car show this weekend. A guy rolls his window down and says, hey, where's the Jeep going from here?
Where's Waldo?
Can't tell you, it's a big secret. But anyway, so I want to thank everyone. Again, I don't want to harp on this a whole lot, but I'm going to harp on this a whole lot. Thank all of y'all. It is it's been overwhelming. Not only getting to see everybody at the Limestone County, but
my gosh, great people.
Said, "Can I get a sign? Can I get?" We had to order more signs. They're in. We got these cutouts, the Jeep. Thank y'all. I mean, it's just really for me to say humbling experience.
It is humbling. And for you to say humbling is
and
humbling.
Everybody wants to take their picture, not with me, but with the next license commissioner in Limestone County. So I just want to say before I go to Zack, to show some pictures in just a moment. Thank all of y'all for what you've been able, your support for glorious candidacies here in Limestone County. Here's sports with Mr. KFC himself, Zack, Bama Zack.
Welcome to ZTV 11 Sports, brought to you by KFC, the best fried chicken in Athens and Limestone County. And hey, I pulled out my Bogoss. I saw where he was having an anniversary. Pull out the coffee mug.
Careful.
So happy anniversary, Bo, and to his lovely wife. If you want me to mention your anniversary or birthdays or whatever, email me BamaZack.
Or bring you a mug, right?
Or send me a message on Facebook. Hey, congratulations to Alabama. Had 12 guys in the draft. 12. And new SEC record right there. And we had 5 free agents. So there's going to be a lot of Alabama guys in the NFL if these guys all make it. I was happy to see Bo Scarborough. Finally, Dallas got a Cowboy, but as a Cowboy fan, don't like the Redskins. Has got half their defense is now Alabama guys, so they're pretty smart on knowing where to go to Tuscaloosa to get players. But Jamie, every starter from the 2016 defense has been drafted in the draft, and 6 of those were first rounders, and 4 off that team are backups, and they have been drafted. It's incredible what Alabama's done the last few years.
What's more incredible is you spending this much time talking about that.
Well, I know it, but I'm just trying to talk. Hey, we had a couple local guys that didn't get drafted, but they were free agents. One of Coach Pugh's guys, Jordan Gandy, is going to from East Limestone, is going to Philadelphia Eagles. And I forgot to mention Coach Leg's got one D-liner. He coached him at Sheffield. He's going, and I forgot where he's going, but he did get a free agent contract. And Jordan Chunn from Madison County, he's going to the Dallas Cowboys. And Brad's cousin, Austin Golson, signed a free agent contract with the New York Jets.
All right.
So congratulations to all those guys. Hey, football practices are starting up this week. I know East Limestone's got middle school finishing up this week and start varsity next week. So a lot of teams, Clements and Tanner, still don't have coaches, so they're going through interim coaches. Clements Matt Smith ruled the field. He shot a 74 to take medalist honors in the 3A Section 4 tournament. So congratulations to Matt Smith. Also, Talladega, Joey Logano survived the big crash, which they always have one, and he ended his drought, and he won at Talladega. And also another one of Coach P's former players, Josh Appleby, is now, he kicked at Louisville, but now he is the jack man on Jamie McMurray's team. So I know, I think Coach P was down there Sunday, so hopefully he got to see him down there. And Riley Norris, Alabama player, was granted a 5th year by the NCAA. He was hurt last year, so he will be back next year for the Alabama Crimson Tide playing basketball. Jamie?
All right, back to me, right? All right, thank you, Zach.
That was good,
All right,
Zach.
let's talk about where we went this weekend. The day started early Saturday morning. Thank you, Mayor Billy Shannon up at Ardmore for inviting us up. But first, we're going to show, I think, photos from Crickets.
Crickets.
Two restaurants got it right there.
Right
It's
around
called
the corner.
Restaurant Row in Ardmore. But this Crickets, that's Gloria going
That's
in
what the
Crickets.
outside looks like, and when you walk in, everybody's just having a good time.
So,
Let's see. Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Full house. Yes, you can ask a question.
Crickets in Madison that serve.
No, it's
Nope.
no, it's not that.
Totally different.
Totally different.
Yeah.
It used to be a different restaurant.
They were having a
Just on
beauty
Fridays.
contest that started like at 9 o'clock in the morning.
They
so,
did. So they were
people
getting
were-
ready there at the restaurant.
yes.
Yeah.
So
That
there's
sweet lady
other
right
people
there
over
spent
there,
some
yeah.
time at CCI, and I just hope everything continues to go well.
When you
for
got a personality,
There's the owner.
When you, yeah, that's the owner right there.
All
When
right.
you got a personality, you can go out and do things like this with people.
Well, you need to. You need to meet. It's a people.
And it's always good
Position.
when they are. This is over at Cassie's. This
There's
is
Mayor
where
Shannon.
they invited us up there, hanging out. That's Mayor Shannon back there with Gloria. He said, y'all come on up here and I'll introduce you to everybody. Get in there, and people started talking about everything.
I think that's been the most fun, hearing the stories that these.
If you've
men
got a
and women
restaurant in
share.
Limestone County and we ain't been there yet, call us. Let us know. Well,
I think y'all been there one of them.
Now that's a preacher in the background over there.
we
And
used to preach at New
he
Hope,
preached
as a
at
matter
New
of
Hope,
fact.
He did, and he's like, Gloria, I worked on that sunroom for your house 15 years ago. I was like,
Yeah.
small world, my goodness.
Now, listen,
Yeah.
this is the...
Those are the ladies that make it all happen at Cassie's. You know,
Yeah.
we always show
Cassie's,
the people
yeah.
that are there eating, but these are the ladies that make it happen and do all the work.
And you know
good
what
job,
else?
girls.
They all vote.
They all vote. Everybody votes.
They all
well,
vote.
not everybody,
So,
but
hey, yeah. If you'd like us to pay a visit to somewhere
We'd
we ain't
love
been
to.
yet, but we've been from... yesterday we was at the Tanner Community Center
Yeah.
down there. They were having lunch yesterday,
Community
but
Center.
we'll be everywhere. Y'all know I got my eyebrows done with a straight razor last week down in Reed, too.
They should have done something to their hair, too.
Yeah.
Should have done something with that hair, huh?
All right, I'll take a break. I'm through talking about me
I like
for the
his
moment.
hair.
But anyway, thank y'all for getting up with us.
Amy, good job.
Vote Gloria. We got a month to go, and we shall be everywhere. Y'all hang on.
And welcome back on this Tuesday morning. We're going to switch gears and not play Judge Jamie today. We're going to do a serious interview because I think serious attention needs to be brought to this family. Allison, you contacted us, or through Amy, got you guys on here. This is Allison, Miss Emily, and Miss Collins up here this morning. You are the family members of Jennifer Marshall White, who is the lady from Moulton who's been missing. She's been missing for how long?
23 days today.
23 days today. First of all, I can't imagine. I'm so sorry for just the grief and just the not knowing what you guys are having to go through. She came up. We're going to try to go through some of this and let people know where she was, when she came up missing, and then we'll ask some other questions too. But I know you're the main spokesperson here this morning.
I guess.
Because everybody else is a little quiet. I know, Ms. Collins, you're here for support and don't want to say a whole lot. But tell us what happened. What day did your mom come up missing?
On Sunday, April the 8th, my mother had texted me. I was in Birmingham with my daughter at a dance competition, and she basically was looking for help to move out of her home. And I told her, we were in Birmingham. I'd be back that afternoon, that we would help. My husband was at work, but we would come help that afternoon if needed. That was the last time that I personally spoke to her.
Okay.
She left the home after she talked to my sister.
Now-
So my sister.
You were actually, Emily, you went to the home?
Yes.
And talked to her. Now, what happened when you went to her home?
I was supposed to go and help her pack things up and move, and when I got there, we had discussed, it's Sunday afternoon, you have nowhere to put your things, let's kind of slow down and...
Now, was it
take
just
time.
abruptly she was moving?
She had actually texted me the night before and said that, the decision was made that she had to go.
Okay.
And so she was
Now,
preparing
she's
to
married
go.
at this point?
Yes.
Okay, and living in the home with her husband?
Yes.
Okay.
So we when I got there, we were supposed to kind of get a plan together, and she had arranged for some guys to come and help move furniture, but she didn't have a storage unit. And I, tried to convince her mom, let's wait till tomorrow. We'll get a storage unit and, do it the right way. You don't have to rush. You can come stay with me tonight if you need to. I'll stay here with you.
Now, is she alone at this point, or is her husband in the home?
There was no one downstairs in the home.
Okay.
I didn't go upstairs, but she kind of abruptly got me on out of the house after wanting me there all day. Just go ahead and go. I don't need any help. I'm fine. So we kind of.
Was that odd to you?
At the time, I didn't really think anything of it, but as soon as I had heard she didn't come home, was missing, it struck me very odd that she was, texting me every 5 minutes, wanting me there. Then when I get there, she just kind of, just pushes me away. Just, you're fine. I don't need help.
Kind of felt like getting you out of the house.
Kind of.
Mm-hmm. Did she seem fine other than that? Just in a hurry to do something on her own?
She wasn't in a hurry. The house was kind of chaotic from, looks like, where she was packing, but her demeanor was very calm and still, which was kind of out of character for her. She's usually all over the place anyways. So it was kind of odd.
Okay. So what happened next? When did you realize your mom was missing?
We had both received a group text first from looking at the messages that come in that night, or early that morning. It was around 1:17 a.m.
And this came from who?
My mother.
Okay.
Or my mother's cell phone. And it basically indicated that she was going to have peace now to take care of her grandchildren. She was going to be with our dad, who passed away 4 years ago. That is information we really didn't release to the public in the beginning for two reasons. One, the law enforcement knew about that, and we just didn't feel like that it told the public her whereabouts, because it didn't give us any information as to where she was. And for two, we were protecting her grandchildren. Unfortunately, that information was released on social media, and we have. My sister has children that are older. They're teenagers. They're on social media. So at that point, we felt like it was, part of the story. It could be released.
Now, there's no facts to say that she was the one that actually sent that message at this point.
No, because
correct?
there has not been a full investigation by the police, or the investigation by the police is not finished. It's just now starting. So
23 days, and it's just now starting?
Yes, ma'am. I believe the State Department came in on Wednesday of last week, and that's when questioning interviews had started. I know I was the first one interviewed and questioned, and as of Sunday, the only one.
So at this point, the husband is still in town, still living in Bolton?
Yes, he's a city councilman.
He's a city councilman. At this point, are any family members or anyone a suspect or anything?
No, ma'am, no, ma'am.
The
investigators, they followed tips and leads, and as what I'm learning, as far as a missing person case, there are only certain things that they do or can do. Okay. And then, I believe the law enforcement there did follow policies and tried to follow leads, but we were told on day 2 by the lead investigator, my grandmother and I, who went in and spoke with him, that she's an adult and right now she's just a missing person, and as far as they know, that she could have left on her own and just doesn't want to be found.
So there was no foul play to make them think that there had been an accident
at that point. However, our family knew that that's just completely out of character for her. Even the text messages, there were other text messages sent to her husband, her sister-in-law, and my sister's ex-husband, who is the father to her children, that were indicating the same thing. And we're not speculating or saying that it was or was not her. We're just saying it was out of character for her. She's never made those type of comments or texts before. Never, we didn't think that she was in a depressed state. She, had Joint Commission come into work Monday, and she had planned for that. She had, her paperwork ready for Joint Commission on Monday at work. She had been preparing for that all weekend. She had been looking all weekend for places to rent. She had contacted several people, and she actually had people lined up to come help her move.
So she was looking forward to moving on to a new different chapter in her life.
Yes.
Now, I understand completely when you get a message or you read something that someone supposedly has written and it is so out of character, that person didn't write it, that's a red flag.
Right.
Even some of the wordage and
right. All of us,
abbreviations and things.
Right.
That
Well, and another thing is, I personally found the video of her at the gas station, and we, of course, called the police department immediately, and they came and viewed it, and that was our last clue as to where she had been or where she was headed. She's dressed.
Now, is she dressed like this when you saw her?
When they told me that she was gone immediately after I had left, I said, that's not possible. She was in t-shirt, pajama pants, house shoes, ponytail. The only thing it looks like she did was take off her house shoes and stick on those boots. But other than that, she
Which
didn't do
is
anything.
completely out of character for her. If you see other pictures, like, she just did not go out in public like that. She's very professional, and she dresses, has to, appear a certain way in public, and that's how she carries herself. Even with family members, she just doesn't go out looking like that. So it appeared to us that she was going somewhere she was comfortable with, or maybe in a hurry. But like I say, we don't know. The only other thing that we knew was the her cell phone ping from a cell phone tower in Double Springs, and that was released by the police department.
And that's the last notification.
That's the last notification
from her phone.
Also, another huge issue was from the time that she was seen at that gas station around 1:40 p.m. that day, 12 hours of no activity whatsoever on her cell phone, no contact with anyone on her cell phone up until those text messages were sent.
And Emily, you're shaking your head like there's no way my mother would not be on her phone.
She would be. She doesn't go anywhere without the three of us getting a phone call, a text, everywhere. I mean, we know everywhere she is normally.
You can look at pictures of her on Facebook. Most of the time, either we're taking the photos with her phone or she has it in her hand. I mean, that's just...
Well, I think that there's more that we need to talk about before we end this. We do need to go to a break, so if you can stick around, let's do a part 2 to this, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Because there's some questions I have, and then I'm sure there's some things more that you guys would like to say.
Sure.
We'll give you that opportunity.
Absolutely.
All right, we are going to take a quick break. Stay with us. You don't want to miss the rest of this, and maybe you have questions. You can text me 603-4848. We'll be right back. And we're back on this Tuesday morning. Let's quickly go over that forecast because really I'm so happy that spring is actually here to stay and stick around for a while. 49, 50 degrees out there already this morning. We are in store for a very nice warm day anyway. High temperatures today around 81, 82 degrees, so that'll definitely be enjoyable for all the outdoor activity. Tomorrow 84 for that high. Thursday 85, and then a beautiful rest of the week. However, 80% rain on Saturday, 75 for that high. All right, we're moving on to part 2 of Jennifer Marshall White has been missing for 23 days, correct? And the family has been talking with us this morning. Where we ended, I guess I want to start out with this. We need to clear the air on some things. With social media being such a big play in the world today, no matter what the topic or discussion is, people can say whatever they want, whether it's true or not. They can bash an individual, they can make up things, and they can run with it, and all knowing it's untrue, but it doesn't matter. Is there anything on Facebook that has been spread about this case that you guys would like to clear the air?
Absolutely. One of the things is that, people have formed an assumption or opinion based off of certain behavior from other family members. We are not accusing anybody of anything. We never have. We've always just wanted the truth, as we believe that the truth will lead us to my mother. And that's our main goal and our focus is to find her. We just, all we've wanted is a proper investigation and for the law enforcement to use every resource they have to find her. We're not in the name blaming game, and we're not, accusing anybody of anything. We just want the, yes, and we just want then a proper investigation to lead to the truth that will help lead to her.
Was that the biggest surprise for you, Emily? For instance, I mean, is it the lack of how you think the community, I mean, we all live in a small community. You would think everybody would be out trying to find someone.
Oh, we've had tons of volunteers. The amount of people who have offered to help us and have helped us, riding in Bankhead for us day and night, you know, letting us know, hey, I looked here, has been unbelievable. But it just seems like the police were too quick to jump to an assumption based on a text message. And I get that to an extent, but you have to look at the picture of a whole. You had a lot going on in this situation that really just kind of put red flags up. It shouldn't have been jumped to conclusions that quickly, in my opinion.
And another thing, as far as social media goes, someone had put out there, I believe last night late, something about my mother's mental issues. My mother is a very intelligent woman. I mean, you can look at her resume, her background of her employment. She was a very highly sought after nurse who dealt with case management cases and represented the hospitals that she worked for from a legal aspect. And so therefore, you know, for someone to assume or to say or suggest that she had mental issues, that's just outlandish. That's not true. Yes, she did have MS, and she was diagnosed with that, and stress would cause major flare-ups with that. And
that's far from mental.
It's extremely far.
How long ago was she diagnosed with MS?
3 years ago, approximately 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Collins, I just want to thank you for being here today. Is there anything at all you'd like to say?
No, just thank everybody that's helping us reach out and bring her back home.
Well, I hope that this interview and you girls up here talking about it will help, and just all you can do is continue to ask everybody to pray. Keep praying. Was she a godly woman?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's good. Emily, anything else you want to add?
If you know anything, it could seem so small, but it could be put together to make the puzzle. We just want to know what happened from 1:40 that afternoon on.
But I want to take this opportunity too, because you know, how many times, I don't know how many times I've interviewed people that when you go back and you say, I knew something was wrong, but I just didn't pay that big of attention to it. You know, with domestic violence and with just cruelty and mental violence and even just physical violence in the world. And you know, I dealt with that with my mother as well. And there were some situations that you wish you had done, you know, handled things differently. Just everybody out there know that if you go and you're in this situation and something doesn't feel right, go back. Trust that gut feeling. Go back and say, okay, so the last place she was seen was Double Springs?
The last place she was seen was the gas station.
Gas station.
And then her cell phone pinged in Double Springs. And another thing I want to mention, we've had a lovely lady, a PI, that has reached out to us and is working for the family for free. She's done an amazing job, Miss Dawn Hendricks. She has promised me that she will do everything in her power to find my mother, and she's she's helping the entire family, and she just wants the truth. And she has promised me that she'll do everything in her power to find her, and I believe that. And another thing, she said, you know, Allison, if we don't find your mom, you need to know that she's going to leave on a legacy, because I'm going to do everything in my power to change policies of the way that missing people, the cases are handled going forward. And I do think that's an issue. And, you know, I don't think these allegations of her husband or anyone else would be, had that been cleared up in the beginning. And then we could focus on what's important, which is finding my mother and bringing her home.
Well, I hope you find comfort. If she's not brought home, I hope you find comfort knowing she's with the Lord.
Thank you so much.
Much better place. You have to. You have to go on that hope as being Christians.
You.
Jennifer Marshall White, there is her picture. If anyone hears anything, whether you think it's a small detail or a large detail, please get in touch with the police department or the family immediately. Ladies, thank you again for being here this morning.
Thank you for having us.
We're praying for y'all. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, there's more to share. Stay with us. And we are back in the kitchen. All right, the studio has been smelling good. I do have to say that, Amy. All right. All right, now, are you still cooking? You still have your Facebook page?
I do. Amy's Down Home Cooking.
So people can follow you, get recipes?
Right, still on Facebook. Yes.
Sausage balls has to be something that I can do. It is the simplest.
Yes, you can do it, Gloria. You've got this.
I know Frank usually he's the one that usually cooks sausage balls and brings them in, but literally it's just a matter of how much sausage you want versus the Bisquick.
Exactly. I don't measure it. I just put it in there till I think it looks good.
Most good cooks don't measure.
Start rolling it up, put it on a cookie sheet, put it in the oven for about 15 minutes if your cookie sheet fits in the oven right.
Easy enough, easy enough. All right, what's going on at Salon Eclipse?
Cutting hair every day and getting all the gossip from around town and listening to all the people coming in that's going to vote for Gloria for license commissioner.
Here, I didn't expect you to say that, but I was going back to the gossip part when we were talking about LeBron James and everybody else doing those little skits and Nick Saban and everything, or the players rather. Gossip seems to be probably the #1 thing you hear when you're at a beauty salon.
It is, and I love every minute of it.
Well, that's probably the most honest answer I've heard of here.
I'll do hair all day just to hear the gossip.
As long as you don't spread it, that's the...
Oh, well.
All right, bingo.
Work on that.
Ding, 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 wrong answer. All right, well, you can find Amy at Salon Eclipse right there on Highway 31, and we appreciate all your help with the campaign, too. Sunday at Lindsay Lane Baptist Church, I know you had the big wedding. Congratulations, your daughter got married.
She did. She got married Saturday.
She is now?
Megan Gordon. Wait. No, she's not. She's Megan Lawrence.
Amy?
That was her other name.
Okay, well, congratulations nonetheless. All right, well, Sunday we had the pleasure of being at Lindsay Lane Baptist Church, and Bradley Walker, many of you know Bradley Walker, just an icon here in Athens, and what a joy it was to spend some time with him. We're going to share some video with him, and we'll be back after this.
All right, I know we're going to talk about some pictures, but I want to go to a picture that was in the Decatur Daily over the weekend. This guy here loves our show, John Godby over at Decatur Daily. Been there a long time, but once a month or once a week they do a behind the lens and they show one of their favorite photographs.
Oh, okay.
Here was a wreck that took place in Decatur, and a guy hit all those mailboxes and knocked them down. While he gets there to take the picture, a woman comes up and gets her mail out of one of the mailboxes. See it on the ground there?
That's funny.
And she's getting the mail out?
Yeah, and she's getting the mail. That's just a good picture.
That is. That looks like
now,
my grandmother.
what would have been crazier had she put mail in it and put the red flag up. But instead she was retrieving the mail, not mailing it out.
That's funny.
All right, Joseph, how was the car show? We were there a couple of times. Todd and them were set up down there, too.
Fantastic. I've heard nothing but good
We had great
reports.
weather.
Great weather. Car-wise, it was as
got
good.
to take a picture first.
Yeah.
Popping pictures up first.
It was as good, if not better, than any in the past.
Hold it, Brad. I ain't ready to talk about him yet. You jumping the gun on me. Back up a second.
Mr. and Mrs. Wattell. But anyway, about 386 registered cars, but I would say there was close to 400.
Oh, wow.
A couple people said maybe the crowds were down. I think it's because there were so many other events
there
going
were.
on.
Well, we were at all those other events.
I know. So,
There were a ton of events for the car show.
All right, now we'll go to some pictures, Brad. Brad kind of getting on the trigger in there. He wanted, the white Never Gooch right there. He had his, I think that was his first car. He was one of the original people that helped start the car show.
And he came up to me afterwards and thanked us. I mean, you know, when you're on the mic, Jamie, you know this, and you too, Gloria, you get a lot of the praise and you get a lot of the negative.
Oh, yeah.
Good or bad, if you're
Something's
talking,
gonna be wrong.
people think you're in charge.
Right.
Well, I was only there just to talk.
You were talent.
And to MC.
You were talent.
I was the talent. But all the
Doesn't
other
that sound
people
good?
were the actual workers. You know, Mike Roberts and Lisa and Frank and Pam and Claude and Rhonda. Those were the folks that were really running it.
And it
I
takes
was
a lot,
just
too.
out front talking.
Go to that next picture.
Running my mouth.
Let's see if Joseph knows who this
Now,
is.
Deborah Gooch and them, they had the Bonnie and Clyde. What is it?
Yeah.
Bonnie and
I
Clyde?
know
Who
who
is
that
that,
is.
Joseph?
That's Mr. and Miss Wattell.
Yeah, Dan Wattell.
One of
Our brothers,
my favorite guys.
They said
Love
he's got
him.
a collection of automobiles.
He does.
He's invited us out.
You asked him how many do you have now, and he's like, I can't even count.
Can't even count.
He invited me out, so I'll tell you what,
You
let's
need
do.
to go.
Let's go out there and shoot a video
We
segment.
need to go.
Yeah, all right, we'll do that.
That's a good idea.
I
Way to
feel
go.
like it. All right.
Yeah, look at there, the Mustang man.
Mustang
Yo,
Man was
Mustang
working.
Man.
You remember what I told you when you came up? I had taken my jacket off and I was freezing. My hands were so cold.
I'm
And she
losing
had been
mine
out in the sun with that black sweater on, and her sweater was
back
so
was
warm.
So you filled her up.
Well, no.
He patted me on the back
What?
a few extra times. He patted me
I
on
was
the back.
cold. I was just kind of warming up.
Okay, wait, I see Carissa.
I saw her
I got
yesterday.
you.
She's
I
good.
got you. I got you.
Athens' finest.
That's right.
I called the police on you.
Yeah,
They showed
Athens'
up in a
finest.
heartbeat.
They were out about over near Greg Crow. I reckon Greg had a trailer set up. He was selling everything. He was like he was at Talladega.
He was. I think that trailer's for sale. You
It
can
is.
use that on the
Everything in there's
campaign
for sale.
trail, Jamie, to sell
It is.
T-shirts.
Well, there
and
he is,
stuff.
Greg. Greg and Tracy right there.
Yeah.
You see that Bandit Trans Am he had?
Oh, yeah, he had it for sale, too.
That was cool.
Was
He
it
got
that
more
yellow
toys
collar?
than anybody, but Greg Crow done extremely well. I'm proud of him. I gave him a start here on the show.
I'm a Zack.
Anybody guess who these twins are?
That's Harold, his daddy.
And he's wearing a hat. Harold and Harold.
Harold and
Zach. Sporting
Well, you know,
shirt. Thank
we
you.
will share more pictures with
Thank you,
y'all.
Mr.
'cause,
Green.
You know, we've been everywhere, and
yeah.
Limestone County is just such a great county. It's unbelievable.
awesome.
And you know, one of the things we was going to talk about this morning, didn't get a chance to, is population. This has been the talk all in the AL.com Decatur Daily. Athens' population has zoomed up to 14%.
Really?
It's like the third. Baldwin County first, and then where Auburn and Lee County is next. And then Athens has just shot up to 14%. That's a lot of folks.
In the last year or
Last
so?
couple of
Last
years,
couple of years.
14%. It's got amazing growth. And with Toyota coming in, you know, it's just going to be, I got to think a couple of things here for you, Joseph. That's the average price of gasoline now.
$3.05.
That's probably close. In California, it is over $3 a gallon, but you know, it's
Average price.
average price.
Yeah.
Paying at the pump, it's what, $2.50, something like
I'd
$2.58
say,
here?
yeah, $2.69.
Well, about $2.58. I don't know the quick gas. I haven't got my glasses on to see it, but it's about $3 in California.
Well, I have
It's
to buy
gone
that
40
premium.
cents a gallon. 40 cents a gallon since last year at this time.
Wow.
Is it going to stay that way or continue going up?
Huh?
Do you know? Is it going to continue
Usually
going
it goes up for the summer.
Since I got a couple of minutes here, a week ago, we were out again on a Saturday. We're everywhere. Gloria had the pleasure of being down with the police department's annual motorcycle
Athens
ride.
Police Department, I think it was the 3rd motorcycle annual ride. Yeah, the annual ride.
So we got that all down that way. As they went out, Gloria had the pleasure of going out there with the sign. But see that Gloria in the corner?
That's
now
cool.
you're going to be seeing her all over the place. So we do appreciate your vote and support as we talk about that here. A lot of big things coming up the month of May. But again, thank all you folks in Limestone County and other places helped too.
Everywhere.
It's just been, the response for her running for the Limestone County Commissioner has been overwhelming.
That's
great.
And overwhelming positive. People call us to ask us if we'll put a sign on their land.
Well, see, people are getting to know Gloria now. They
Oh, yeah,
know
instead of
you,
me.
and they're getting to see what a wonderful person she is and how smart of a business person that she is. And I mean that.
Thank
They
you.
didn't pay me to say that.
Thank you.
So
I'm high-headed now. It's all
It didn't take Todd long to figure out who ran the show.
Let's go to
behind
that
the scenes.
video.
Did
We'll
it,
see y'all
Todd?
tomorrow.
The night.